Our project is on conversion disorder, which is a type of somatoform disorder. A somatoform disorder is a type of disorder that displays symptoms that cannot be explained by a medical diagnosis.
According to the DSM, conversion disorder is the presence of symptoms or deficits affecting voluntary motor or sensory function that suggest a neurological or other general medical condition. In other words, conversion disorder is when you have symptoms that have no explanation. The symptoms are real, but there is no reason they should be occurring. The symptoms are most often neurological.
Sigmund Freud discovered conversion disorder. In the late 1800s, Joseph Breuer had a patient by the name of Anna. She began displaying symptoms such as partial paralysis, troubles with vision, etc. Soon after her father became ill. Breuer decided to hypnotize her to see where her symptoms were originating. He found that they were closely related with the stress of her father becoming ill. Freud used Breuer's study on Anna to create the term conversion disorder, which is also known as hysteria.
Symptoms are usually neurological. They include hallucinations, difficulty walking, loss of the ability to feel pain, as well as the ones listed on the screen.
Symptoms are almost always triggered by an emotional event. Anna's trigger was her father becoming ill. Stress can also be a trigger. It could be a breakup in a relationship or the death of a close family member that causes the symptoms to begin.
There is no known cause of conversion disorder. It is believed to be a way that the brain copes with upsetting circumstances. There is no known reason as to why people are susceptible to conversion disorder while others are not. Some psychologists believe that emotional stability has something to do with it. Others think that there is a trait in the brain that causes it.
In Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby can't feel his leg, so he decides to stab himself to see if the feeling will come back. This is conversion disorder because he knows his leg actually feels paralyzed, but there is no scientific evidence to prove it.
There was an episode of House where conversion disorder broke out on a plane. One man began displaying symptoms of nausea and paralysis. Not long after, other passengers began showing the same symptoms. After diagnostic review, House decided the only reason the passengers were getting sick was because they saw other people getting sick. This is called mass hysteria. The picture on the screen is of House before he made the diagnosis, trying to avoid getting sick.
In Leroy, New York, a teenage girl began showing symptoms similar to Tourette syndrome. She was the first of 18 girls who would end up displaying the same symptoms. There was no neurological evidence suggesting that the symptoms should be occurring. The only explanation doctors could come up with was conversion disorder.
There is no cure for conversion disorder. Many people resort to physical therapy to alleviate the symptoms. Some undergo hypnosis to find the cause or reasoning behind their symptoms. If the symptoms are bad enough, transcranial magnetic stimulation may be an option. Electric currents go through the brain and are said to fix the biochemistry.
One of the DSM's criteria for conversion disorder is that the symptoms affect voluntary motor or sensory function that suggest a neurological condition. Rita, the girl in our case study, walked into a park not knowing who she was or how, when or why she had gotten there.
Another symptom, according to the DSM, is that their numbness or weakness came from previous stressful times in the patient's life. She had numbness and or weakness in parts of her body after her parents divorced and after breakups with boyfriends.
The DSM says the symptoms cannot be intentionally produced, and Rita is perplexed and nonchalant about her symptoms.
Also, the symptoms cannot be fully explained by a general medical condition or by the effects of a substance. No explanation for the spell was given, and she hasn't abused alcohol or drugs in the past.
Finally, to have conversion disorder, the symptoms can cause significant distress in social, occupational, or other areas of functioning. Rita didn't return to work for several weeks in order to recuperate.